Well, hello again and welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a fairly new cigar to most of you. I was approached on Facebook, friends with these people, and they asked me to review their cigar. Glad to do it. This is the Allure, and this is the Connecticut. I am assuming, and I will say that because this comes in a Habano wrapper and a Connecticut wrapper. This is, in my opinion, way too light to be Habano. So I am declaring it to be Connecticut. Now this is 6 by 52. Obviously it's a torpedo. Very well made. If you look at it, as I rotate it, you can see how well it is made. There's your band. The Allure cigars is part of JD Cigars. This cigar uses an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. Had to find it there for a minute. And Nicaraguan binder and filler. Now the filler is from 3 regions in Nicaragua. You got Esteli, Condega, and Jalapa Valley. That got my interest as soon as I knew that. Let's get right to it. Well, as always, let me first do this, show you the density. And as I said before, it's very well made. As I rotate it, I don't see a lot, or actually any prominent veins. It's very smooth. Quite a pointy finish on the cap. So without further ado, let's get right to it. The Allure Connecticut Torpedo. All right, this will be easy to cut because I've got a lot to work with here, but I want to take the minimum as always. Let's see if I can see how little we can take off before we can get a good draw. All right, that'll work. Just a little bit. Of course, it's not flush, but that doesn't matter to me. Yeah, that'll be fine. Sort of a creamy pre-draw flavor. All right, with a Connecticut type cigar, you've got, can I say, typical type flavors. It's very mild right now. There is some mildly sweet cedar, but there are quite a lot of cream notes, like very lightly sweet cream. A lot of them mixed with the light cedar. The pepper, I would put the pepper at around a 6, and it's sort of a white pepper, oddly enough, for a Connecticut cigar. The finish really hasn't taken hold very well yet. It's pretty much just a standard lightly sweet cream with very little lingering pepper. As I said, the cigar at this point is mild. It feels, it tastes, everything says mild right now. So let's see where we go from here. The Allure Connecticut Torpedo. Be right back. I'm about 3/4 of an inch in. And the best way to get the cream notes is to retrohale or through your nose without inhaling, and most of you know how to do that. You simply just let it bypass inhaling, but exhale it through your nose. Retrohale that we call it, and you'll get those cream notes I spoke about. Now, there's still the light cedar, the little sweetness to it. I think most of the sweetness is from the cream notes, and there are a lot of earthy type notes mixed in there too. Not uncommon for a Connecticut cigar, in my opinion. The finish is now more of a oaky cream. There are oak notes and cream notes. Still just a smidge of lingering pepper, not much. And the finish is fairly long, but it's not overly sweet. The oak wood notes are actually quite prominent. Cream notes probably being secondary. So that's where we are. Just wanted to bring out the fact that in the initial assessment, I didn't say anything about the earthiness, but it's there. It's quite noticeable on the front end. So there we are, 3/4 of an inch in. Let's see where we go from here. Quite an impressive ash. It's about 1.5 inches now. And I failed to mention that these Allure cigars are a bundle cigar. They are available in bundles. Now, one flavor note to add. I'm now getting some cocoa. There are definite cocoa notes with the cedar. And the cream notes basically have changed to a more of a cocoa flavor. So they've gone away, but in their place there's a nice cocoa flavor. Everything else is about the same. Cigar is still very mild. I would assume it will reach medium status possibly, but I'll let you know if and when that happens. But the big note interest here is the cocoa. So nice little mildly sweet cedar and some nice cocoa notes go along with it. Okay, this is sort of fun now. I just want to see how long we can get it. That is just shy of 2 inches. Well, that was it. About 2 inches. It just fell off, luckily in the ashtray. Now, flavor notes here. A lot more sweetness to the cedar and cocoa. Cocoa notes sort of intensify and retract. They're kind of here and there. There's also some nutty flavors. I can't pin down what type of nut, but it's definitely a nut-y flavor. Mixed in with the earthiness, so that's nice. And again, I will say it's still mild. Does seem to be possibly, you could call it mild to medium, a little above mild plus. It's not medium yet, but it's the ash was quite impressive. You're talking about a bundle cigar here, which is normally, I don't know the price, but normally inexpensive, although it can be well made. I'm not saying anything like that it's not, but it obviously looks that way, obviously burned that way. There's the ash, almost 2 inches in the ashtray to my right. Pretty impressive. So anyway, a few nutty flavors, a lot more sweetness. I wouldn't call it any richness yet in those flavors, but it's definitely, the sweetness is elevated. Well, I'm here pretty much at the band. Well, we got about maybe 2.5 inches remaining, and the flavor mix at this point is the best the cigar has had. You've got all the flavors, you can pinpoint them easily, and they're just nice. You have the sweet cedar, you have the cocoa, you have the nuttiness of maybe almost a pistachio or cashew type flavor. The earthiness, of course, and the pepper is pretty good. It's still around a 6, between a 6 and a 7. The finish is much better now. It's sort of it's still sort of that oaky cream, but it has a little sweetness to it. A little more lingering pepper now, so a little longer. So everything is the best it's been at. Well, this is a little past or at the midpoint actually because of the length of the cigar. So right about the band, everything sort of gets to a somewhat of an apex, if you will. So we'll see where it goes from here. You could call it medium bodied at this point. That may be about the top end. It may be a little bit of a stretch, but it's the fullest it's been at this point too. So let's see where we go from here. I'll be removing this band and venturing onward. Well, we're pretty much here at the end, so let's wrap it up. The nice flavors continued here to the end, and it took about 1 hour and 20 minutes to get to this point. The cigar actually was uneventful until the point where the cocoa notes came into play, and then you had the nutty flavors. Up until that point, it was fairly uneventful, but they really took off with those cocoa notes. Cigar ended up medium bodied at best, burned very evenly. The finish was nice. Even now I can taste it's the finish is the one thing that improved continually over the course of the cigar. It is now a very nice cream with some nutty accents and a little lingering pepper. And it was nice, white pepper. Not much to say about the cigar except that it's really the story of 2 segments. The first segment before the cocoa notes was somewhat uneventful, bland, but after the cocoa notes hit, everything took off. So for me, the cigar gets a score of 88. Nice, medium, mild to medium, Connecticut. Available now. I'm sure you can find them online and possibly in some shops here and there. So look for them. So there you have it, the Allure Torpedo, Connecticut.